Hello again, everybody. Zack Attack is here with the Atakline for Monday, July the 8th. Yeah, 8th. 2013. Hope everyone had a great 4th of July weekend. I didn't let off much fireworks or see any, but there was some fireworks when it came to my gigs this weekend. As of course, I, DJ Zack Attack, had 2 gigs on Saturday as part of 4th of July weekend. First thing on Saturday morning was the Grandma K 5K one at Westview Orchards. 2 weeks ago I did Lions one, which is much different. It was a one, but it was put on by different people. It was a lot. I did both of them last year, and both of them were mostly the same from last year. Lions one, a lot more older people, and a lot of people, and kind of hot and humid. Grandma Kelly this year, well, last year. This year was the same for Lions, but last year's Grandma Code, it was hot and humid, not as much as Lions one. Same thing this year. Very hot and humid, not as many people as Lions one, but still a decent turnout. Nonetheless, about 100 people. Maybe like 100 people. But as what happened with Lions one this year, I got sent home at noon because by the time the one was over, it was sweltering. It was like 84 degrees. It was not a good day to walk around the Westview Orchard, especially in 80-degree heat during the day. So I got sent home but it was a good show. I was mostly playing background music still, but still, people enjoyed it. But the best weekend for me was the 200th bicentennial on the 29th of June when the governor showed up. That was like the best one we've done thus far. Speaking of the best one we've done, Saturday night we did a 4th of July party for this lady named Tara. It's one of my aunt's friends. I've done it for 4 years in a row. And for the last 3 years, it just seems to rain every year. 2011, it was a nasty storm that blew through Tara's house. Last year, it rained a little. This year, it rained periodically throughout the evening. It was off and on. But despite the periodic rain, it didn't dampen anybody's spirits. It was the best one we've done, actually. The rain made the party actually better. Because everyone was dancing in the rain. And it was the best one we've done because these are mostly beer drinkers who just sit there and drink beer and watch TV. I realized they were like Jefferson Street Pub, a pub I DJ for. They just sit there, watch TV, drink beer. They liked old rock and country. They liked Hank Williams Jr., Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings. And then they went from that to like Pantera, Metallica, AC/DC, and Iron Maiden. And then we had some young ladies in the crowd. We had to sneak in some young hot country like Jake Owen. Not Jake Owen, but I got news on Jake Owen soon. Luke Bryan played him Big and Rich. And Randy Houser. But I also snuck in some new stuff like Thrift Shop. And I even played Michael Jackson. And one guy made fun of Michael Jackson. He's like, he had the glove on. This biker dude with a biker jacket. He had like a biker glove. They made fun of Michael. He was like making fun of Michael's dance moves. And he was like, no more Michael Jackson shit. And I'm DJing a biker party in September. I make sure to avoid all disco. Because they like rock. Well, someone requested Bee Gees. Then I played Michael. So, like I said, it was like a little bit of everything at this show. And everybody enjoyed it. Everybody loved it. And I got a few more gigs from these people. This Saturday I'm doing one of my aunt's other friends, Cindy's daughter's grad party on Saturday, along with another movie night on Thursday. Hope it doesn't rain again. And the movie will be Pirates at Washington Lions Club Park. So there you go. Now, on with number ones. Now, since I didn't make an Atakline on Thursday, I'll not only do the number one movie, but also Billboard number ones as well from last week that I missed covering because I didn't make an Atakline after Monday. First off, number one movie. Big weekend for Despicable Me 2. It's 3-day total, counting Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Because it came out on Wednesday. The 3-day total was $83 million. Not bad for 3 days. And the 5-day total, starting Wednesday and Thursday included, made another $50 million. No, $60 million. $60 million additional from Wednesday and Thursday, making it $143 million for 5 days. While the Lone Ranger with Johnny Depp got destroyed. Bum bitty bum bitty bum bitty bum. It only made $30 million in 3 days. That's right, $30 million. That means $10 million a day for the 3-day total, while the 5-day total, $48 million. It got destroyed. Just imagine that. Johnny Depp, his career is dead. Johnny Depp, in my mind, please stop making movies based on old 60s shows. His last 2 movies were movies based on old 60s TV shows, and they both failed. Dark Shadows bombed, and so did The Lone Ranger. And I do mean bombed terribly. You know what's bad when Johnny Depp loses to a fucking animated movie with Steve Carell as the main voice. You know it's bad. I think Johnny Depp's career is almost dead. Like I said, your last 2 movies failed. They're based on old TV show movies. So there you go. Now over to Billboard number 1s I missed from last week. We have a new number 1 album from last week. Wale! First ever number 1 by him, debuting at number 1 with The Gifted. Well, Jay-Z's new album, Magna Carta, Holy Grail, came out over the 4th of July weekend. Set to make an impact this week and also next week. Especially with the 1 million giveaway from Samsung, which I heard failed terribly with some technical difficulties. While we have a new number 1 album, we have a still number 1 single, which is Robin Thicke's third album, Bloodlines. Still number 1 for 4th week in a row on the Hot 100. Now on with news that just broke as I was about to make this Atakline. This news just broke out that Wendy Travis, famous country singer known for many hits like Digging Up Bones, I Told You So, covered by Carrie Underwood, and the ever-loving classic Forever and Ever Amen, has had a little problems throughout the last couple of years, especially most recently getting arrested numerous times for DUIs. And unfortunately, all that may have finally catched up with him, unfortunately for him. Despite vowing he's going to quit drinking and look very fit at the CMT Awards, unfortunately tonight he is in the hospital in critical condition in a Texas hospital following an apparent heart attack. They're calling it a heart ailment, like somewhat of a heart attack. That he was admitted to the hospital yesterday and he's still in there. That according to a representative of Randy Travis, the crooner is suffering from complications from viral cardiomyopathy, which is a weakening of the heart muscle that is caused by a virus, kind of a heart attack, but kind of a more like a technical term to say about his condition. No other information was given at this time. Randy was just in Detroit recently. He was just at Freedom Hill doing the Stars and Stripes Festival. And like I said, read about his issues with drinking, being arrested twice on the DUI stuff, and his career plaguing because of it. But to hear this news, it's sad to happen to anybody, let alone Randy Travis, one of the most well-known country singers of the late 80s, early 90s with so many decent hits. And so sad to hear that. And I hope best wishes to you, Randy. I hope that you have a speedy recovery. I hope you can fight this, man. So best wishes to you, Randy. Now, Randy unfortunately wasn't the only country crooner in the hospital over the 4th of July weekend. Jake Owen was in there too, but not as serious as Randy. But still, hospitalized nonetheless, as Jake Owen was having maybe a little too much fun over the 4th of July weekend, as he apparently got minor injuries in a go-kart incident on a go-kart course. According to several sources, Jake was racing on a go-kart course against professional NASCAR racers Kevin Harvick and Clint Bauer on a close course when he crashed his vehicle and had to be transported to a medical center for treatment. Jake posted a photo of himself in the hospital in a neck brace, treating in the ER. One way to end the weekend, got in a little go-kart accident trying to beat Kevin Harvick and Clint Bauer. I'll stick to singing country songs. Jake was riding on a course to surprise Kevin Harvick's wife for a surprise birthday party for her. That's why Jake was there. to perform, and then they rode on a course, and Jake got injured. Same with what I said about Randy. Best wishes to Jake Owen. Speedy recovery for you as well. So they go 2 country crooners in the hospital. Randy in critical condition, and Jake Owen getting injured in a go-kart accident with some professional NASCAR racers. That is, like I said, evidence that like he said at the end of his tweet, I'll stick to singing country songs. Do that, my friend. Now, while we have country injuries, we also have a breakup to report. As indeed, a Hollywood power couple has split after a couple of years of dating off and on. There's been split rumors for months, and now it's official. George Clooney and Stacy Keibler have split. Now, apparently they were split they broke up a few weeks ago, but it was made public today, according to People magazine. Stacy was the one that said, "Bye-bye, George." According to several sources, Stacy called it quits. She wants to have children and a family someday. She knows where George stands on that. They talked, and they finally stopped being a couple a few weeks ago. That they are now just friends. Yes, they're still talking to each other. They're still going to be friends, but not on a more, not as a sexual thing, not as a love relationship. More like it's going from a relationship to a friendship. Apparently, it was a friendly breakup. So there you go. George Clooney, one of those blockbuster actors, multiple Oscar winner, and of course Stacy Keibler, who I've met twice, because of course she was known, as I knew, as a WWE diva and a former cheerleader of the Baltimore Ravens, and what I also knew her for, and one reason why I started watching Dancing with the Stars, I never said this before, why I watched Dancing with the Stars for so long until a few seasons ago, Stacy Keibler was on, I think, season 2 or 3. So I started watching it when Stacy was on. I was hooked until a few seasons ago when I was annoyed by the bullshit of the bullshit results and all that. So there you go. George Clooney and Stacy Keibler called it quits. But at least it was a cordial breakup. It wasn't like he said, oh, he cheated. It was more like a formal irreconcilable differences. I can't pronounce that word right. They didn't say oh, he cheated on her, blah, 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 blah. So there you go. Now, on with some sports news. Now, before I get to my WWE Raw preview for tonight, which should be a great Raw, and hopefully a better crowd than last week, especially with a big debut tonight involving a creepy family. I'm looking forward to see what they're going to do. Before I get to that, UFC happened over the weekend, and of all UFCs to miss, I missed this one. UFC 163, which was headlined by a big championship match. And you know what? Speaking of that championship match, I prepared a song. So prepare for my off-key bad singing, but I'm going to sing it anyway. Licked the spider, Silva went to his title bout. Then Game John Wayman knocked the spider out. All the showboating ended his title reign. And I hope the Spider Silva doesn't become champ again. That's right. Finally, I never thought I would see the day or say these words. Anderson Silva lost. That's right. Anderson Silva lost the middleweight championship this past Saturday, losing to John Wayman. And what I call it the upset of the century. Now, like I said in the beginning, I had a gig. So I missed the fight. I missed this card, but I saw the knockout on YouTube. Boy, oh boy, did Anderson Silva deserve it. I've been saying this for the last 2 years, that I have been on this show. Chris Weidman. Sorry, I said John Weidman. Chris Weidman. Sorry about that. So Chris Weidman. I keep calling him John, as you heard me in the beginning of the video. Just now singing the song, I said John Weidman, not Chris Weidman. So Chris Weidman got the second round knockout on Silva. And like I said, I saw that knockout. And I've been saying it for years, since I've been making YouTube videos, that Anderson's a fucking pussy. He just stands there and just showboats. You know, he doesn't want to hit people because you got to come at him. If you don't come at Silva like Chael Sonnen did, you're going to see a pussy Silva walking around dancing for 5 rounds. And boy, oh boy, when I saw the move, like, and it said like Silva, he said, "Come hit me, boy." He ducked it, then bam, he got knocked down. He deserved that knockout. And of course, there's everything so Chris Weidman won the knockout of Night Honors. Fight of the Night Honors was tied between the co-main event, which was Frankie Edgar defeating Charles Oliveira in the featherweight division, and also tying for that honor for the match of the night was Cub Swanson versus Dennis Silva, the first fight of the main card, ending with a TKO victory for Cub Swanson in the third round. Other fights included Mark Munoz defeating Tim Bosch in the middleweight by unanimous decision, and Tim Kennedy defeating Roger Gracie in the middleweight division, again, in 3 rounds, unanimous decision. So there you go, UFC 162 results. And Chris Weidman, not John Weidman, Chris Weidman, is the new UFC middleweight champion, but I guarantee you, Silva will probably be in line for a rematch. Because he's the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Yeah. And I hope he loses again. Like I said, I'll sing a song again, but I'll correct it. Like I said, the little Spider Silva went to his title bout. Long came Chris Weidman, knocked the Spider out. All of his showboating ended his title reign. And I hope Spider Silva doesn't become champ again. So there you go. Now, on with my WWE Raw preview for the night. The last Raw before the Money in the Bank pay-per-view this Sunday. And it should be a very good Raw tonight. Depends on how good the crowd is tonight. Especially, like I said, with a big debut tonight. And we're going to kick off with what I do every week when I preview Raw. My top 4 questions that must be answered this evening. Starting with question number 4. I couldn't think of a 5th. Will any of the matches be made for Money in the Bank? We got 2 matches. We got about 6 matches made for Money in the Bank thus far. We have the pre-show title match, Usos against the Shield. We have the 2 Money in the Bank matches for the WWE and World title. We got, of course, many people in it. Sheamus, Rob Van Dam, Christian, Daniel Bryan, Kane, CM Punk, and Randy Orton are in the Raw Money in the Bank, the WWE title Money in the Bank, the All-Stars. There's a mid-card Money in the Bank, SmackDown for the World Heavyweight Championship. We got Fandango, Wade Barrett, Dean Ambrose, both members of World Scholars, Jack Swagger, and Antonio Cesaro. Like I said, I predict on the Raw side, Daniel Bryan or Punk. On the SmackDown side, I predict Dean Ambrose. Not only those matches, 2 big title matches. John Cena against Mark Henry for the WWE Championship. And of course, the World title, Dolph Ziggler fighting against his rematch, and hopefully will win against Alberto Del Rio. Also, we got Chris Jericho against Ryback, and Miz against Curtis Axel for the Intercontinental Championship. So we'll see if any of the matches will be added for the pay-per-view, and I will not be surprised. Maybe a match involving AJ and Caitlyn for the Divas Championship. So we'll see what other matches get named tonight. Now, question number 3. Speaking of the match I just mentioned, John Cena, Mark Henry. What will happen between those 2 tonight? Now, Cena and Mark Henry still haven't had any physical competition yet in the aftermath of Mark Henry faking his retirement to pull Cena in. So we'll see if Cena can finally get a physical altercation with Mark Henry before the pay-per-view and see how the feud builds up for the pay-per-view, because they both talked last week about how they're going to beat the other. So they're looking forward to the matchup this Sunday. Let's see if they can kind of help this feud up even more. Question number 2. What will happen during Vicky Guerrero's job evaluation? Now, with the ongoing power struggle between Vince, Stephanie, and Triple H, all pulling Vicky in different directions. Because, like I said in the past, Vicky is basically stuck in the middle of this power struggle with being tugged in different directions by all 3 McMahons. And now, with this job evaluation, I bet you all 3 of them is going to give Vicky different stuff. And then, who knows what's going to happen during that. But I bet you some sort of altercation between Triple H and McMahon that's been building for months, for weeks, should I say, may come to a head tonight. This whole power struggle will come to a head tonight during this job evaluation scheme. Your number 1 question that must be answered tonight. What will the impact be of the impending anticipated debut of the Wyatt family? That's right, the Wyatt family makes the long-awaited debut tonight after weeks of those creepy Visionette videos, which I think was a good way to build them up tonight. Now, like I said in my wall review last week, if you missed it, when I found out that the Wyatt brothers were gonna debut, I think they should have kept it a secret. I think they should have just have them appear tonight, no notice, no, like, without any announcement about it. They did make the announcement. They should have not. It spoiled the suspense of waiting for their. Now it's just like when they're gonna debut. But we'll see how big of an impact it's gonna be. Like I said in my review as well of last week's Raw, that this debut of the Wyatt family is probably the most touted debuts in a while, and hopefully these guys can wrestle. I've seen a lot of promos for guys who got hyped up a little bit and couldn't wrestle that much. Ain't that right, Fandango? And Brodus Clay, too. Anyway, so hopefully his Wyatt family can walk the talk the talk, and walk the walk. Because those promo videos are making them looking very convincing. So hopefully, Wyatt family can make a big impact on their Raw debut tonight at 8/7 Central. I don't think they're going to kick off Raw, but you know what I mean. Like, Raw begins at 8/7 Central on USA Network. And by the way, just for fun, I think I'm hearing that Raw may not be returned in 2 hours. Still going to be a 3-hour show for the time being. They want more money. That's what it's all about. More money, millions of dollars in advertisers. So there you go. Raw tonight. That is it. For my Atakline, I'll see you all later for my Raw review tonight. With that in mind, you've been attacked by the news from Zach. Thank you all very much for watching. Yeah.